making Thursday, things we're making Thursday, yeah. Things we're making Thursday, things we're making Thursday, things we're making Thursday, yeah.
Hello, welcome to Krafting Kitty. My name is Erin, and it is Thursday, so that means it is time for Things We're Making Thursday. Now, what is Things We're Making Thursday? Well, Things We're Making Thursday is a gigantic collaboration between a great many people, both YouTube content creators and non-content creators, and we're all making the same theme of item each month. So we're in May. Where did the year go? But that means we are making household items. I almost said washcloths because that's what I'm making, but no, we're making household items. So what am I doing? Washcloths. I'm making them, and then I'm going to send them off at the end of the month to Rose at Rose Likes Crochet because she's collecting washcloths for two of her friends who are sending them off to two different organizations that help homeless people in the Chicago area. So my goal has been to make 3 washcloths a week, so at the end of the month I will have 12 to send to Rose. I have 6 already, so we are at the halfway point, and now I have what I have to add this week. That really didn't make much sense. I'm sorry. So I do need to apologize. I took yesterday off. We're in the central Iowa, Des Moines area, and we did get rocked by storms on Tuesday night. We came through just fine. It was scary there for about a half hour. We had 3 overlapping tornadoes at roughly the same time. Started at about 4:40, went through about 4:30, 4:40. It said it was supposed to end at like 5:15, but it really, you can tell when the sky clears. So it really ended at closer to 5:05, 5:10. But yeah, it was intense there. We had really, really strong winds. I kind of, in another video, had described what we do for severe weather. And so normally we kind of just hang out in the basement. That's the safest spot. But if it gets, iffy, there's 2 locations. Either the corner or the basement bathroom are the safest actual spaces in the basement. And, like, my senses went up at one point, and I was like, oh man, I think we should move the kids. And then all of a sudden, the dogs alerted, and I could hear our lab just patrolling the upstairs. And I was like, oh, shower now. Get in the bathroom, shower, kids. So we got the kiddos there. Poor Bingo was very scared. She was shaking so much. But Chomps was a trooper and helped her through it and kind of, talked her through what they had learned in school for their drills. What's crazy is I dropped Chomps off at school in the morning, and within 45 minutes of dropping him off at school, they had, the sirens went off for high winds. So we had an early morning event as well. And so he had an actual, not a drill, an actual emergency situation at school, and he handled it like a champ. So that's good to know. Of course, I was so nervous and scared because I don't want my kiddo away from me when that is happening. I would rather have him with me. But all is well. We had a lot of blown leaves. We didn't even lose any tree branches really, other than some like insubstantial ones that are already, dead on the tree. Our trash cans got blown around. It was trash day, but we thankfully came through it very unscathed. Our power was out for about 4 hours, which again, not bad considering. There was substantial damage to the city. Our high school had substantial damage to its roof. I haven't driven out there because I didn't want to, be part of the gawkers and make the recovery any worse. But yeah, so that was a scary event. Thank you to everybody who commented on my community post and kept us in their thoughts. I appreciate that. Luckily for us, things were predicted to go through the night, but they died out. North of us, unfortunately, did get hammered like all night. So, gosh, we've had too many events too early in the season. This is not a happy season for me right now. But yeah, so that was a stressful day on Tuesday, and I just took Wednesday off. That's what I'm trying to get to, and I've wasted, well, it's not wasted. I've spent quite a bit of time here talking about it. Let's get to happier thoughts and washcloths. Okay, so like I said, we had no power, which meant I could not watch my stitch tutorials. So this is what I did when we had no power and yeah, the threat of tornadoes was looming. I made 3 Tunisian simple stitch washcloths. All 3 of these are made using Big Twist cotton. This one is Blueberry Speckle. I really love this color. I've used this before and I quite enjoyed it. It's very pretty. It's like it's got a pale lilac-y purple background, and then there's a darker purple and there's a blue in it. It's beautiful. And then I have this heathered kind of purple that kind of runs in tones. So you can see where it's a darker heather and then a lighter heather. The heathered and the speckled skeins both have 96 yards in them. And then I have one that's just solid white. The solids have like 130 yards. 131 yards. Perfect. So there we go. I do have 3 more washcloths. This one I ran out of yarn, so it ended up like a row short. It looks a little lopsided, but it's a washcloth. It'll work. It's fine. So I've got these to add to my stack, and we've got some non-green finally, so things will get a little more exciting. I do have yarn in my bag still to keep going for next week, and I'm hoping to get to the stitch tutorials again, but if not, I can easily work up that yarn, and thankfully it was light enough that I could use it in low light with the power outage. The kids were very excited. They got to skip showers. What? It's amazing how that is a treat. Oh, also thank you to those of you that emailed me. That's very, very kind and very sweet. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's amazing to know the friendships that you make even through YouTube. So I do appreciate it. Where is I going? Oh yes, I need to get my piece of paper here. We do have some household items that were shared with me, so we're going to go ahead and talk about that. I know I keep messing with my hair. I need to stop. I should have just put it up in my ponytail, but I didn't. So what do we have here? We have a text message coming through. Okay. It's just an appointment reminder. Okay. We're talking about pictures people sent me. I'm a little off my game. I'm sorry. We have from Angela. She sent me a scrubby. Look at how awesome that is. I do not like working with scrubby yarn. So those of you that do it, you have the tip of my hat. I salute you. I don't like it. But that scrubby is beautiful. We also have Carol. She sent 2 pictures. Ow. Poked my cuticle. She has a Swiffer cover, a washcloth, and some scrubbies. All beautiful. The Swiffer covers are something I forget about. They're so handy, and it's so nice to have the reusable one, so you can just throw it in the wash and reuse it. And you're not contributing to waste and all that. So I like it. I need to make some of those. We also have Deb. Deb made a Fez toilet paper cover, which she did in honor of the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who. So Whovians rejoice. I love it. Fezzes are cool. I wear fezzes now. So we also have Debbie, not to be confused with Deb. She made a beautiful nesting basket with the spiked stitch. I like that. So I was actually looking at the spiked stitch for washcloths, and I wasn't sure because all the examples I was seeing was changing colors every row. And I loved seeing Debbie's basket because she used just 2 colors. So you could see in the rows where, oh, it was maybe 4 or 5 rows of a solid color before she switched to a new color. And I think the stitch still looked fabulous. I loved it. Thank you. We also have Sherry, and Sherry made a bath mat. Now in the picture she said it was folded in half because it was made to be the width of the tub, and then she decided to fold it in half. Totally makes sense. I do that all the time where you think, oh, this is the dimension I want, and then you get it in there and you're like, maybe not. So yeah, you change things up, and that's what's awesome about being a crafter. We also have Linda. Linda has made some coasters. She used thread to make those coasters. I, again, as with the scrubby yarn, salute anyone who is using thread out there, because I ain't got the patience for that in crochet. I'm doing that fingering weight yarn granny square blanket with my sock leftovers. That's about as thin as I'm ever gonna go with crochet. No lace weight, no thread for me. No thank you. No thank you. But Linda's coasters are beautiful, and she made that gorgeous doily too with the thread. She's one talented lady. We finally have Kathy, and she sent a picture of, no, we have 2 pictures from Kathy. She had the bowl cozies, which are a fabulous idea. And like, you guys send so many things, like the Swiffer cover, these bowl cozies, and it's just like, why don't I get off my behind and make these things? Because they're so useful and handy. And who wants chipped bowls? Not Kathy. And she also made hot pads, which again, so useful. I really love the idea of Tunisian crochet as hot pads because it's such a thick fabric. You've got the bumpies, and that kind of makes it a little grippier on the bottom, and it's just extra thickness. Of course, with hot pads, make sure you're using, I think the general rule is no less than 85-15 cotton, so 85% cotton, 15% other. But if it's a hot pad, for me, it's 100% cotton. I'm not going to risk meltage or anything like that. So you don't want to be using acrylic for your hot pads. Absolutely. Acrylic is plastic, and plastic melts. We don't want melted, and then you don't want to accidentally touch it if it's melty and burn yourself, or use the cottons. Although, wool is very insulating. I always hear cotton. Has anyone made wool? I know I've seen like felted hot pads. I don't ever see wool, like knit or crochet hot pads. I might do some research. I don't know. You might have to make sure it's like the non-superwashed, you know, like an unrefined wool. I don't know. Let me know. That just popped in my head. I don't know. It's a natural fiber, and I would think it wouldn't melt, but I could be very wrong. Don't go out making wool things without researching. I will try to research and come back to you next week with any findings I have. As for now, I am going to stop blabbering, and I'm going to get things edited so I can get it up in a timely fashion. Okie dokie. Oh, I have to today go pick up my new glasses. I finally made it to the optometrist. Hopefully we'll have new glasses next time you see me. Fancy, fancy, fancy. Okay, now we'll really go. Bye-bye.